should we move on to this teardown of this site that I'm not familiar with?
Yeah, because you're like not really from Chicago. You're like a fake. You're like, I'm not into sports or like beefs or, like doing things.
Look, I lived in Albany Park, 2 blocks from Lawrence and Pulaski, behind the world famous Admiral Theater Strip Club for many years in wonderful Chicago, Illinois. All right?
All right.
And I was born in Park Ridge, Illinois, right? Same as you.
Yeah. No, wrong. I was born in Chicago.
From there, it's literally next to the city limits. You walk, we could walk to Chicago and be in Chicago. And then we just take the train downtown. I'm Chicago proper. Leave me alone.
I'm just
so
saying
offended.
you're too fancy.
I'm not into sports. That's the problem.
You're not a blue collar guy like me. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Said the e-commerce developer.
Hey,
do you use a shovel when you're picking up the coal that powers the server and tossing it into the furnace?
It's like a building trades job at this point in our new modern economy.
I see.
All right, so we're going to be tearing down. We're going to be looking at MarconiFoods.com. Marconi, like the guy that invented the radio, -foods.
Marconi, like the villain from the first Nolan Batman movie?
No,
he's the
that is
mobster.
actually not. It's that's Maroni. It's
Maroni. Sorry.
My God. See what I'm talking about, people?
All I do is disappoint you.
He doesn't know anything. That's true. You do.
I'm a fraud.
So they're the fine purveyors of giardiniera and sport peppers and various other Chicago-specific Italian foods.
Hold on.
And
tell us why this giardiniera is important. It says on the bottle, original Chicago style. What would I find this giardiniera in?
Well, I don't know. On everything.
The giardiniera is critical to doing a proper Italian beef, which is very much a Chicago thing.
Well, yes. Or you could put it on pizza. You could put it on hot dogs. I hate it on pizza. My wife loves it on pizza. I find it disgusting.
I love spicy, and of course I love pizza. But yeah, I don't like giardiniera on pizza. I do when I still ate meat. Giardiniera on the Italian beefs was critical to the success.
Yes.
We could do 20 minutes on what defines a Chicago hot dog.
That's true.
And I don't believe it giardiniera.
No, it's not, but I think it still counts. I think you can it's like a cousin. And I think you put giardiniera on beef. I don't put it on sausage, but if I got a combo, I probably would put it on. So, you go.
Okay, which do you put on your hot dog first, the giardiniera or the ketchup?
Oh my God, you monster.
All right, so if you're visiting Chicago and you ask for ketchup at a street vendor hot dog stand, they will make you do something embarrassing to get the ketchup, or they will just flat out tell you no. It is a sin, and they will be offended.
Yeah, the tomatoes on the hot dog provide the tomato flavor.
I like when they get the green tomatillo on there.
That's a pickled tomatillo. That's a pickled tomato. It's not a tomatillo, and that's only at Superdog.
I love that thing.
Yeah.
All right, so we were looking at a website.
Right. Yeah, so MarconiFoods.com, they're a local brand. This came to mind because my brother, who lives in San Francisco, was craving some and had to build and buy a build-your-own Marconi case that he then had shipped to himself, which is one of the services they offer on this website.
So do you know how long this website's been up? Is this like a lot of food brands had to go direct to consumer because of the pandemic?
I don't know. They've been up. I think it's been up for a while. They use a theme. They bought a theme off a theme store. It's Capital by We Theme. It's $180.
Okay.
So I think they've been selling DTC for a while now. But yes, they're available in all of your finer Chicago grocery stores.
And what's nice is whenever when I do a product like this, where it's normally sold in stores, especially a food product where it sits on a shelf, people recognize the label, the color and the fonts and the layout. So you want to try and mimic that on the site. And immediately I see they've done that. And they're lucky. The label's very straightforward. It's a few primary colors, and what is very clearly Helvetica bold is the font. So you don't even have to load a web font. Like, boom, you're good to go. Helvetica. Can't lose. So it's got a banner where it shows what is an Italian beef with giardiniera on it. It's thrilling. And there's like a Marconi brand ribbon or badge on it. And then it says, enter your email address to receive exclusive content, offers, recipes, and more. You ever notice that these email signups always end with "and more"? Like, what's the more?
Well, it's just anything that it could be anything.
A personal letter from the CEO.
In order to get it.
Some guy's going to email you about how he set up his Wi-Fi. Ugh.
So yeah, we go to the main menu here, and what have they done to this menu? They're committing
oh my God! All right.
See,
just read the menu.
So we have home, don't need it. All products with a drop down. Recipes, our tradition, which is pretty much about us. FAQ, in case you know you got beef FAQs, and contact us. I think the recipes could be interesting. What is this?
The Law and Order theme, because we are about to hear about the navigation crimes Marconi has committed and has been found guilty. All right. I'm doing shtick. Apologize.
I'm taking that thing away from you. But yeah, look under all products. They have 6 things under all products. Just make those 6 things your main menu. Problem solved.
All right, so when I think about the problem with main menus, and it's like on a site like this, it's a great example. I think about how restaurant websites used to be before Grubhub and DoorDash like ran over everybody. And it was always like you landed on the website and there's like a animated flash intro that's like our food experience. You know, and all you wanted was the menu, the address, and the times, and that's it. And like that was buried, and you probably couldn't get it, and possibly they just uploaded the PDF they sent to the printer for the menu. That's how I feel about main menus like this one. It's like if I'm interested in Marconi foods, they just sell giardiniera. It's pickled jalapenos in a jar. I don't need to learn about their tradition or their the recipes. I already know what I'm doing with it. The FAQ at Contact Us. How many people are contacting you that it needs to be in the main menu? Put that in the footer, right? FAQ I'll accept. They've got a search thing in the upper left. What am I searching for here? There's 6 products.
First of all, there's way more than 6 products.
There's
just 6 categories of products. Yeah, you jerk.
Oh, I thought those were... It's like olives, all right? I'm going to take you to the olives page. No, you're right. Those are collections. There's 6 collections.
And second of all, maybe read about their tradition when Vincent Formosa, who came to this America from Sicily, and his family's dream of giving us delicious hot peppers. So,
all right, I will say the tradition page is very nice. They've got these old original photos. One is even sepia toned. Oh, still my beating heart. And oh wow, they're talking about how they moved from downtown to Des Plaines. That's where we grew up, right there. Yeah, actually, their story, they call it Our Tradition. It is a perfect about page. I just wish it had...
I would put some of that on the homepage.
There's no call to action here. None of this is on the homepage?
Yeah, I would scroll down on the homepage. So then we got like condiments that reign supreme. That's like an ad. We don't need that. We're already on the website.
Well, right above that, it says About Us. And you get like you get a 3-sentence version of the About page. But they should have a call to action on there. Like, hey, learn more.
I would make it smaller and get one of the images, make the text smaller, get one of the images on there, and then you'd have some more text.
Oh, yeah, you do the alternating left-right images.
Page. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, condiments reign supreme. Don't need that. Why is that even there? You don't need
and then when you click it doesn't even go anywhere. It's just an image stuck in the page.
Then we got Marconi Sport Peppers, Marconi Hot Giardiniera. Definitely their top 2 selling items, I would say.
Right. The Sport Peppers are for Chicago dogs, and the Giardiniera is for Italian beef.
So that's good. I like that. I think the fact that you got the weird little Italian man like next to it doesn't necessarily.
It's like a little illustration.
That doesn't make it seem like it's an actual product. I guess. It doesn't take you to the product page. It takes you those collections because there's different levels of hot.
Well, actually, they go to collections, both of them, go to collection/all.
Collection
It's a
slash
listing of
all.
all the
Oh.
collections on the page. So
That's terrible.
That's a miss. I'm sorry,
That's
collection/all is literally all of your product catalog gets dumped out. So
Yeah,
easy fix there. If you're going to show me a
that's a
picture of
miss.
spore peppers or hot jardinera, send me to a collection or product page for those things.
So then we got another Our Tradition that's taking you to Our Tradition. And
Which
a
again,
product-
that just needs this About Us at the top of the homepage, and then Our Tradition at the bottom. These things just all need to be combined.
Yeah. And then finally we have a homepage product, which is the mild jardinera, which I think is a bad choice. I think hot is got to be your biggest seller. I might be wrong.
Or
But-
why can't it just be a product option like jardinera, heat level,
Hot,
mild,
mild. Another question. Well, and here,
Yeah.
let's notice this. So a jar of jardinera is probably $4. $4 in a store, $5 maybe.
Okay.
It's hard to make a profit selling online $5 items because you got to pay for shipping, you got to pay for packing. I mean, Marconi is a supermarket brand. They're selling supermarkets cases of it. So if you look, they get around it by the smallest amount you could buy is a 3-pack for $12, which is an interesting solution that I don't think I've ever seen before from places that are like, you know, our individual items don't have enough margins. Okay, we're just going to force people to buy multiples. You can't just buy one.
Okay. You know,
What do you think?
Normally this would be an issue, but it's $12 for 3. And like 3 is going to last me a long time.
A year.
Yeah.
At least.
I mean, how much jardinera am I really using?
Yeah.
So yeah, I could buy a 3-pack, 6-pack, or a case. Now, and it says buy a case and save, but it doesn't actually list the savings. So if you wanted to do this in Shopify, it's very easy.
Yeah.
You say in the variant option, let's say, all right, so a 3-pack you get 12 is $12. So they're $4 a bottle. So what you do for the case where it says 12 jars, you would set compare at price to $48. They're selling it to $35, so then it would say 48 with a strike through, and then be like 35. You save, X percent. Yeah, so like they're offering me a deal on this upsell, but then they're not really doing anything to sell me on it. Like unless I actually do the math to figure it out.
So yeah, I wish there was that's definitely just have that right up next to the price up there. And yeah, I think you're right. Have the 3 or 4 heat levels of jardinera, have those just be variants.
Well, let's assume, I mean, since this stuff is here, this is what they're known for. This is their best-selling product. Why is this not the first thing on the homepage? I had to scroll past a bunch of nonsense, an image that doesn't go anywhere, a sentence fragment of an about page, 2 links about their best products that don't go to the right link, a giant image of some hot dogs that also goes to the about page, and then finally, one product.
Bad choice.
Yeah. Alternatively, what would be cool is just a feature collection, bestsellers, and that's the second thing. It's like hero image, ideally a hero video, and then jardinera peppers. Just a collection of my jardinera peppers. Relish. Yeah, they got relish, they got hot.
And then they got this thing here. If you scroll down a little more, they got kind of a collection listing of jardinera and peppers, and they have this build your own case option, which, let's click on that. I mean, because that's, I think that's going pretty well for them. That's what led me here in the first place.
Build your own case. Okay.
Yeah, of 6 different jars of whatever various products you want. All their jars, they use one jar for all their products. So
there's a display issue I need to point out. 2 issues with their featured collection. One, it's a slider instead of a grid, and the buttons are gray on a gray background. So most people are not going to notice that this is a slider. It's okay to use a grid.
Yeah, I didn't know that at all.
Like if you're so afraid of showing more than 4 products, then just show 4 products. Or, man up and put a collection grid in here. I don't know why everybody uses the slider for feature collections on the homepage. Makes me crazy. And then the other issue besides that is they've got these really nice consistent photos, except for the build your own case, which is a different size than the others. So in the theme, they could have, there's ways to fix that with a little bit of custom styling, or just crop everything to the same ratio. All right, but now I have headed to the build your own case.
Yeah, so build your own case, 6-pack for $20, which is also what we were going to be charged for our Jardinera. We were going to be charged $20 for 6 of them.
I read how it works. Okay.
Yes. So here's the problem. We have a product builder app where we're building product bundles, essentially is what's happening here. And the way that they handle it is you're just going to buy the build your own case.
Okay.
And then when you go into the checkout, there's going to be a field that says special instructions, and you need to type out the 6 products you want from them. And then they will fill your case for you.
Literally. Customize your own case of 12 Marconi Jardinera products! ! Again, no exclamation points. We're not selling tickets to the circus. Please enter in the special instructions during checkout which of the Jardinera products you would like in your case. For example, you may say you'd like 6 jars of hot and 6 jars of mild. Or you may say you'd like 2 jars of hot, 2 jars of medium, and 2 jars of mild Jardinera, and 6 jars of hot Jardinera relish. What the heck? Do you imagine, like, the customer support nightmare this thing must be? Or do you think they just kind of, like, they do, like, a creative interpretation of, I'm sure, the crazy misdirections that people type in this thing? Or are they just, on the phone all the time calling people? Like, hey...
I hope for their sake that this is, like, not very popular, because I can imagine supporting it. Yeah, I know. I can imagine it being a nightmare.
And then they've got the social share buttons on there under the product form. Oh, get rid of those things. If you heat map it, I guarantee 1 out of 2,000 people at best use them.
So yeah. So just if we progress, let's go to a normal product page.
Well, one of the other issues here, they've got the product form below the description.
Which we don't like.
Yeah, I'd always flip it. I want that product form up higher.
There's just a lot of unnecessary space here. It's like you got this build your own case, and then you got the rule between it. Like we could really push I think they have a pretty big header that's unnecessarily big. Like we could push a lot of this stuff up. I know you poo-pooed their search thing, but I just want to point out here, that search thing up top, the placeholder text, what can we help you find? That's a great move.
I like that.
Because a lot of times places leave it blank, or they just put search in there, and we did this on a store. How much did the searches increase by when we actually made the search bar call to action more of a question than just a label?
I don't remember, but it was significant.
Yeah. It was something ridiculous, like search bar use increased by like 40% or something nuts.
Yeah. A question is a great customer service-oriented call to action and prompts them to enter in the correct thing. What can we help you find? All right, you don't have to, when you use a search bar and you have it prominent and set up correctly, you actually don't have to worry quite as much about the importance of your main menu structure. And that's what Amazon, that's what all these major retail sites and marketplaces do. The main menu is like a total secondary thing to the almighty search input. And so here they've got it.
Who goes through the Amazon menu? No one.
Yeah. I can't say I've ever done that. So what should I type in this search bar?
Let's buy some sport peppers. Oh, autocomplete.
Okay. Search results for sport peppers.
So yeah, we're going to regular old jar of sport peppers. I don't know, maybe
there's no images in the search results, but it includes the variants. Isn't that unusual?
I don't think it includes the variants.
Yeah. 3-pack, 6-pack case. 5-gallon bucket.
Oh, okay. I actually clicked on the product in the autocomplete.
Oh, I got the search results.
Okay.
It also does it in a 2-column grid, which is unusual.
Yeah, you're right. The images are broken in the search results.
Yeah, there's no images, and it's a 2-column grid.
Come on, guys.
Maybe they're not broken. Maybe they're not meant to be there. That's just the layout.
Well, it's a bad one.
Yeah, I mean, a search results implies a list, so ideally you'd want a list. Like, I want a single column.
No, there is a figure class there that has an image inside of it, but for some reason that image has a bunch of bad CSS on it because the image is like a background image, so it doesn't like cause the item to expand. So yeah, it's just broken. They broke it.
So I click through to the Sport Peppers PDP, product detail page, and yeah, they had this huge story in the Our Tradition page, and then the Sport Peppers description. This is like It literally says the authentic Chicago-style hot dog pepper. So we need these, all right? There's just one line description. That's it. The label itself has more info.
Yeah, the original Chicago hot dog pepper sold in 16-ounce jars. Okay, great.
And there's
Thanks.
a single photo. So anytime you're selling something in a bottle or jar that has a label, whether it's beer, sport peppers, or nutritional supplements, you have that label saved as a file somewhere for printing. Just export that as a JPEG or ping, it's a graphic, and upload that right here. That will give people more info. Now they can actually read the label as though they were in the store. I think that's an important thing to do. If your product is a label, just include a screenshot of the darn label.
Yeah. And so again, we have this thing, you can't buy one, you got to buy a 3, 6, or a 12 pack. But there's nothing here that's selling me on this product. The product description is 8 words. There's nothing about Marconi. There's not giant hero images of delicious hot dogs. There's so many things they could do if they put in even a modicum of effort here, and they didn't do any of it at all. So
I went to their Instagram, and it's not been updated in over a month. But obviously they've got a lot of food photos, and there's some good photos in there. So right there, they have a lot those are lifestyle photos. They could, for each product, you pick one, like the authentic Chicago-style hot dog. So put a picture of sport peppers on a Chicago-style hot dog, and that's our second photo. First photo is the jar. Second photo is action shot. It is the hot dog, and then third would be the label. Already, I got more info out of this thing doing that.
Yeah.
Also, this theme suffers borderitis. There are so many horizontal dividing lines
everywhere.
Above the fold, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a product that has a 2-line description.
Yeah, I just think the lack of photography or description text or anything is a real detriment to what they're doing here.
Yes.
So let's add a 3-pack to cart. That was a little too subtle in my mind.
Yeah, wow.
When we click add to cart.
So this is a pet peeve for me. Another one. If I click add to cart, what do you think I want to do next? Do you think I want to keep staring at that product detail page that I just stuck in my cart? Of course not. Just take me to, either open a modal that says, hey, what do you want to do here? Or just take me to the darn cart page, right?
Yeah. And we've done studies personally that taking people to the cart page is a better choice.
It'll almost always increase your reach checkout percentage. Now, the reason people push back against it is, it'll lower my average order value. It really doesn't. I promise, try it. It will not impact your average order value. Still, my favorite, though, is drawer cart. You're getting the best of everything with the drawer cart.
Yes, very true.
The advantage of that cart page, though, is you can make it function like a landing page, where you strip a lot of stuff out of it, and you can also get a lot more information in there. I also like that they don't call it shopping cart. The headline here is your cart. That will perform marginally better.
Yeah, and also on this cart page, it's just update and checkout. I would prefer to see your checkout, proceed to checkout,
right.
Something like that. Proceed to checkout's the way to go.
There's also a minor labeling issue here.
Yeah.
Do you see, it says total, and then below total, it says shipping and taxes apply to checkout. So there's a word for what that line is then. It is a subtotal, right? Not a total. So you could call it a subtotal, and then you get rid of the shipping and taxes apply to checkout line. We've got our add special instructions, which is used exclusively for the build your own pack. So what you could do if you wanted to get fancy with this, you rename the add special instructions. So it says specify your Giardinera, you build your own pack here, and then tell me if this would work. You're the theme developer. Could I wrap that in a liquid if-then statement so it only appears if I have, if cart contents, product title is Giardinera pack, then it displays the add special instructions field.
Yeah, I mean, you would just easily do that with, you give the build your own pack its own tag, and then say if the items in the cart, any items in the cart contain that tag, which would only be that one item. If that shows up, then make that thing appear. Otherwise, don't have it appear.
Gotcha.
That's very easy.
The other thing I don't see any free shipping nudge anywhere. I don't know if they don't do it, or we just don't know what the threshold is.
Yeah, there's no. Oh, you know what? My brother was all ready to go, and he got hit with surprise shipping charges during the course of his checkout, and he was mad about that. So we will be hit with our surprise shipping charges later.
It always stops me, especially when it's the less expensive the item is. Like if I'm spending $100 and I get hit with $5 shipping, who cares? Like I just bought some hard drives. That happened. I was like, I don't care about the shipping at that point. It's mildly annoying at best. And then, but if I'm buying an inexpensive item, like I wanted to buy a body scrubber to replace my crappy loofah, the item was $12 and they hit me for $7 shipping. I was like, but I'm out. It took me like a month of thinking about it and almost buying it 3 times before I did it. You got to give me that free shipping threshold.
Yes.
You want to head to the checkout?
Yeah, let's go to the checkout.
I am in the checkout. Yeah.
Not even styled. Like,
well, okay, they added the logo, but of all their logos, they pick the one that's illegible.
They have this distinctive red color. It's like, why aren't we using... I mean, the Marconi label, it's red and yellow. It's distinctive red and yellow. Why is this checkout not red and yellow?
Primary call to action buttons on the site were all red. So I want my buttons in the checkout to be red. And then we could probably do like a gold color for the links maybe, or just you leave them like a gray. The logo, I'm not sure why you would just reuse the logo from the site itself, because that worked. That would fit here, then it's consistent. Yeah, that's a bit of a misstep. I would love to see what the shipping, how they set up the shipping options. But the moment I do it, it's going to display my address.
All right, I'm typing mine in.
Okay.
Calculating. What? I'm buying $12 worth of sport peppers.
And they're shipping it from Niles, Illinois to you in Mount Prospect. So it's literally traveling about a 20-minute drive.
I'm in the same county as them. It's being $12 of product is being shipped to the same county as the factory. $13 shipping.
Oh!
The shipping is more than the product I'm buying.
All right. Bit of it. And there's no way out of it because they don't do free shipping. You couldn't be like, all right, I'm going to buy one of everything. Like, make the free shipping threshold $35. And then I do like a sample pack of all different Marconi Foods products because I love the jardinera, I love the sport peppers. All right, maybe I'll check out the pasta sauce and some of the other stuff they do. And then I get to $35.
The crushed tomatoes are very good.
See, I haven't tried them. And the free shipping then becomes the nudge to try the crushed tomatoes. I feel bad that we have crapped on this Chicago institution.
Well, they got to get their act together.
I'm glad they have made their products available online. Let's go in the footer. They've got FAQ, privacy, and distributors. I want to see what these look like. And then I also did, if you go to collection/all and sort by popular, that gives you bestseller. And you were like, why did they list, we were talking, why did they list the mild on the homepage? There's no way that's the most popular. You'd be right. The hot jardinera is their #1 selling product in this store. So it is odd that the third most popular product is the only one you could buy directly from the homepage, right? And then we're wondering, does anyone actually do this build your own case? And if they do, does this create this customer service nightmare? Well, I could tell you, build your own case is the second most popular product.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So, like, clearly, if that's your second bestseller, you should put in the effort to figure out how to do this without it being a nightmare for everybody involved. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe it's just like it's fine for everybody.
I don't know.
If they ever want
to be truly big, they need to get their act together.
Right. Yeah. I need Dots Pretzels levels of success here.
Correct.
I'm sure they're extremely successful. It's this storied local institutional brand.
They have They have placement in like every grocery store in the area.
Yes. Now we're crapping on this website, but the reality is they're printing money hand over fist, I'm sure. One thing I do appreciate is if you go through their interior pages, like distributors and privacy, they're very clearly using a page template called page.narrow, where if you've got, if you've ever read a newspaper or magazine, you've got those very narrow columns for the text. Well, it's because it makes it easy to read. If you have a piece of paper where the text is printed end to end, it makes it harder to read. So to encourage people to actually read a page, you make your column widths narrower. And you can see this like in emails too. They'll set the column width narrow. And so I appreciate that the privacy page and the distributor page have gotten that treatment. And then I head to the FAQ page. And it's just literally, they've just made a page. It's not a special template. And they've got, the questions are bolded and then the answers are tab indented. There's not too many questions, so I think it's fine. But I would love this if we just made the question text really big so it's easier to find and read. Maybe they could be an accordion menu. If they had more stuff, we could group them together. Or am I just overthinking it?
You're overthinking it. This FAQ page is fine.
All right, fine. How about the contact us? All right, the contact gives you plenty of information about them and a contact form that you can use to get in touch with them. Okay. I mean, I'm sure there's like a contact template and they could style it up fancy, but this is fine and practical and works. Oh, I just used the home link. Oh, what is my problem? All right, any other thoughts on the site?
I think that's it. I think, if the Marconi people want to hire us, we will do work for product.
How many? That's a lot of Giardinera.
Well, lifetime supply.
Yeah, it would be quite a lot. Like what? We could just pack that into your new house. Just line the shelves. Giardinera. Floor to ceiling.
I mean, a 5-gallon bucket's only $50.
That's a lot of Giardinera.
How long would it take you to go through 5 gallons?
I don't know that I've ever purchased food in a 5-gallon bucket. A popcorn bucket is what? How many gallons is a popcorn bucket?
No idea.
Two, 1.5?
I don't know.
It's hard to say. All right. That concludes our Marconi Foods teardown. That was fun. It was nice to do something different. And now I really want to eat something spicy. I love my hot food.